Hello everybody. For this video, I went out and asked people if they were okay with dating someone that was a lot more intelligent than they were. So if you like this video, drop a like. If you like my channel, subscribe. And yeah, please enjoy the video. Our question for today is, when it comes to like dating and stuff, would you mind dating someone who was like way more intelligent than you?
Absolutely.
Okay. So you're saying it's fine?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
If they purposely make me feel stupid, that's a different thing. But if they're very much willing to teach me, that's a completely different story.
Okay, so as long as they're like genuine and like not pretentious or something,
Yeah.
and like they're just like very, very intelligent,
Yeah.
you wouldn't feel like any anxiety or something. You would be fine with like they could teach you, you could learn from them and stuff like that. You'd be cool with it.
Yep, I'm more open to that than just not learning anything at all from this person, because I think that's like boring. So yeah.
Okay, cool. What would you say?
I actually disagree. I would not want to be with someone who's more intelligent than me because, like you said, I feel like if you think like you're a know-it-all or you're too smart, you think that you can't learn anything anymore. And I think like as human beings, especially when you're in a relationship, you're always learning and growing. And so if you think you know everything, then there's nothing that my ideas or my opinions won't really matter to you because you think you know it all. So, and I don't think it will lead for room for improvement on your part or the relationship. So I prefer, not saying like they're not smart, but I'd prefer if they were
More or less like on equal ground?
Yes, yeah. So that way like we could both learn from each other and we could both grow. It's okay to not know everything and then we can just figure it out together.
Okay. But I guess what you're saying is like, if they're like way more intelligent than you, then they're like on a totally different like intellectual plane or something, and you feel like your conversations are not going to be as like genuine or like interesting because like they're just gonna like, you feel like they're just gonna have all their opinions like figured out and stuff, and you can't really like interact in like in a growthful kind of way, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
Do you want to say anything else? Are you good?
I think I'm good. Yeah.
So having someone who's like way more intelligent wouldn't give you like any like competitive anxiety or anything like that. You feel like you could just like learn from them, and like as long as you're genuine, like you're totally cool with it.
I think that if a relationship is destined to succeed, intelligence will not be a huge factor in that.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm here with
Alyssa.
Okay. Our question for today is, are you totally like okay with like dating someone who was like way more like intelligent than you?
Yeah. Okay, that's a good question to ask. I would be okay if the person I was dating was more intelligent than me, as long as he's modest about it. So as long as he doesn't like show
Like
it all.
rub it in your face. Yeah.
Exactly. As long as he doesn't like rub it in my face, or like he needs to be like humble about it, because like I know like I obviously take school very seriously and like I'm hard on myself when it comes to my academics, but I don't like, if I do well on like an exam or if I have a high GPA, I wouldn't like rub that in, I wouldn't, it's for my own personal gain. So I feel like as long as my like the person I'm dating is like that too, I don't really care if he's more intelligent than me. I just don't want it to turn into like a competition between like who's smarter or not, because then I feel like that could affect other things in the relationship, that could affect overall like how I see him as a person, and I don't want that to happen. I would want to keep like our personal lives separate from like our academic lives. And I also wouldn't want someone in general who's like arrogant like that. I wouldn't want to date someone who's arrogant, so I want them to be like humble about it in general. And I feel like if they're a humble person, they should be humble about their grade, like how well they do in school and all of that stuff.
So as long as they're like modest about it, humble about it, and they're not constantly rubbing it in your face, like if they're way more intelligent, okay. But even if he's like quoting like philosophers on the daily, and sometimes you don't even like know what he's talking about, and you might like feel stupid like accidentally sometimes, you're still like cool with it.
Okay, well, I feel like that's. Like if he's just like randomly just spitting facts all the time, is that what you're saying? Like if he's just if he's like,
because he has a very high like intellectual mind, because he's so intelligent and he's always talking about these things, and he's not doing it on purpose, but sometimes by accident he's just kind of like making you like feel stupid or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think that if he does it once in a while, I'll be okay with it. I feel like if he's constantly just like bringing up like random facts that just also have nothing to do with it. Oh, it also depends on the context of the conversation. Like if we're talking about something that has to do with what he brings up, then okay, you know, like if he, not that I don't think we'd have conversations about philosophy, but let's say I'm taking a philosophy class and, you know, like I thought something was interesting about that class and then he brings up something about a philosopher. Okay, yeah, like that's fine. It makes sense. That was in the context of the situation, of the conversation. But if we're just like talking about what we had for lunch the other day and he brings up like Plato, like a random philosopher, I'm gonna be like, okay, great, like thank you for that, but why is that, like why'd you just have to say that, like there was no point of that. So I think it depends, as long as he doesn't do it too often, like again, the concept of like rubbing it in, you know, like
right, because that's part of like kind of being pretentious, I guess. Exactly. Like just bringing up like, oh yeah, did you know Socrates like said this just out of nowhere?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Like if it was just out of nowhere, I'd be like, what, are you just trying to prove like how smart you are? Like I would definitely like make a comment about that. Like I would let him know that it bothers me, and if he continues to do it, then it would just like pose a problem. It would definitely be a problem if he does it like too much, or if it's not in the context of the situation.
Okay. But all other things being considered, as long as he's humble and genuine and he's not like pretentious in any way, if he's just like super smart, then you're cool with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to, you know, have a smart guy, as long as he's not like you said, he's not pretentious about it and all of that. Right. Yeah, so I dated someone in high school, we were, I don't know, it's like weird, you know, high school relationships, it's like, whatever, but he was like smart, and like, it wasn't like he was necessarily smarter than me, but we were pretty equivalent on like intelligence levels when it came to like school, and he would always make everything a competition, and it would just be like, not like he would obviously want me to do well, but like it was just like he would always just try to be like, oh, like what'd you get? Like, oh, like did you get a better grade than me? And he would like get upset if like I did better on, like, I don't know. He was just very, and I wouldn't want something like that. So
right. Okay.
I would want like, you know, someone, if my boyfriend gets like a good grade or like gets accepted to something, or, you know, I would be happy for him. Like I wouldn't see that as like a bad thing. So yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you.
No problem.
Appreciate it. I'm here with
Justin.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Our question for today is, when it comes to dating, are you cool with dating someone who's like leagues above you, like in terms of like intelligence, like way more intelligent than you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, intelligence doesn't really matter. I'd just be dating anyone who I would be happy with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but even if they were like, you know, super smart and like drawing all these quotes from like philosophers or like scientists or whatever, like, and sometimes they would accidentally like make you feel stupid or something like that, or like, would you be like totally fine with that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, as long as it doesn't like go overboard, I would be fine about it. But
okay.
Yeah. So that kind of stuff shouldn't bother me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. You're saying like you wouldn't mind, like maybe you'd be willing to learn from them and like have a dialogue with them and all that stuff, and like it wouldn't give you any anxiety in any sort of way?
No, it shouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd be totally cool with that kind of stuff.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I'm here with
Josh.
Yeah, nice to meet you. So when it comes to dating, would you be totally cool with dating someone who is a lot more intelligent than you are?
Yes.
Okay. And why would you say so?
I just don't really... Honestly, I find intelligence attractive, so, like, I'm not going to feel, like, overpowered if someone's smarter than me. Honestly, I'd kind of like it, so...
Okay.
Yeah, they can teach me shit, too, so, like, you know...
Right, I get what you're saying. So you wouldn't feel, like, intimidated or emasculated or anything like that? Like, you feel like you could just, like, learn from them and, like, you'd be, like, humble about it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Okay, I'm here with
Kim.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you. What's your name?
Anthony. Yeah. Our question for today is, when it comes to like dating, do you have any problem with like the person being much more like intelligent than you are? Like, would you be totally okay with that?
Honestly, I don't really feel that way, because I feel like if anything, we kind of were like better at like, I've found that like when like talking to a guy, like we're kind of like better at different things, and so it never was like a really conflicting thing, but like at certain subjects, like one of us would always like be better at something than the other, or like I never felt like we were like around the same, you know? Okay. If that makes sense. Yeah,
so I guess what you're saying is like intelligence is not just like a blank slate of like all being all good at all these different things. It's more like different types of intelligences. Yeah. So, okay, so let me give you a little hypothetical.
Okay.
What if there was this guy who was like super smart at like everything? Like you feel like they're smarter than you at like the stuff you're good at, and they're also smart at like math and everything else or whatever. Like would that like give you any like competitive anxiety or anything like that, or like would you be okay with it? You know what I mean?
I mean, I'd be okay with it because I would rather that they have like ambitions rather than they're like just like, you know, slack off all the time. Like I would respect that. Like at times I would feel uncomfortable about it, but I would like definitely respect it because I'd rather have someone that's like well versed and educated than like someone who just like doesn't really care about like educating themselves.
Okay. You'd rather have someone who's like very intelligent or almost enlightened than someone who's like very ignorant or something.
Like I'm babysitting them, like
right,
you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. You want to like try to learn from them.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
I'm here with
Marie. Or Rachel.
Okay, nice to meet you. Our question for today is, are you like okay with dating someone who is much more like intelligent than you are?
I don't know. Sorry. I mean, like, I guess, sure.
Okay. It wouldn't give you like any sense of like competitiveness or like anxiety or anything like that? Or if like he was like saying some super brilliant stuff and you had no idea like what he was talking about, like that would be like okay.
I mean, I don't mind not knowing stuff. I would ask what it is.
Okay.
I'm not gonna like be like, oh, I'm so stupid because he's smarter than me.
Okay.
So
I see what you're saying that you could always like learn new stuff and you could like learn from him and like you wouldn't feel like anxious at all, you're saying?
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. What would you say?
I don't think it would bother me as long as it's not used like against me.
Okay. So as long as he's not like pretentious about it, and as long as he's not like making you feel stupid on purpose, then like you think you'd be fine.
Right.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Our question for today is, when you're dating someone, do you mind if they're much like more intelligent than you are? Would that bother you at all?
No.
Okay. And why would you say so?
I don't know. I just don't feel like it matters.
Okay.
Yeah. To be with someone that's smart is a blessing because there's a lot of unintelligent people out here.
Right.
So, yeah.
The reason I ask is because sometimes when someone is much smarter than we are, they'll like accidentally like make us like feel stupid at times, even if they're not like doing it on purpose. If they're just like so smart that they're like talking about all these like complex arguments or quoting like all these like intellectual figures, and you may not have like any idea like what they're talking about or something, but you'd be like totally fine with that, like you wouldn't have a problem.
I think it would encourage me to want to, do research and increase in intelligence as far as like compared to them, because you wouldn't want anyone to dumb themselves down, and if you're with them, you're obviously with them for a reason, and that didn't matter beforehand. So
Okay, so you're saying that like it shouldn't like be a problem, or it shouldn't become a problem, like you can work around it, or you can, like you said, learn from them and stuff like that, but like it shouldn't cause like any like distress like within the relationship.
I feel like if it does cause tension, then you should talk about it, and if they're that smart, then they would understand.
Right, yeah, okay. All right, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it.